In the first part of this video, I'll show you where the basic operations happen. Key insertion, it's under here. Charging port, right here on the left side next to it. And the battery is located in the long rail here. Moving up to the handlebars, the more basic one is the right one, where you have the right or in rear handbrake control. Here's the throttle. It's a half twist throttle. The rest of this is just fixed handle. Had the display here. I'll turn it on so you can see that. And to turn it on, all the operations pretty much other than throttle happen right here. Power's here on the left. Oops. Hold it down for a couple of seconds and the display comes on. PAS stands for pedal assist. You can also think of it as power assist. And that is operated by hitting the plus if you want to go up in power assist, or the minus if you want to go down. So if I hit the plus, you see it goes to 1. All these other numbers refer to how much battery life is left, your road speed, range, how far you've gone. You can manipulate the screen by hitting the power button over and over, I believe. And yeah, you can see other things like how many volts are left in the battery charge, and etc. Also on the left, we have the left brake, which is the front one. And it's pretty simple. That's my phone mount for recording video. And so it did not come with the bike, nor did this seat cover. This is just a gel cover. And it helps a little bit. The folding points are one of them's right here. That allows the front part of the bike to it's right here. That allows the front part of the bike to pivot around towards the back. This clamp here, you undo it, and let's see, what does that one do? Because this one is the one that holds the steering column in, and it's a shaped column, so it can only go in one way, and it's always pointing forward, and it's also got a numbered gauge on it. I'm not sure why I don't know what this is right now. I'll have to look into that further. When I got it, it was folded up, and I folded it, and I've been riding it ever since. So I haven't refolded it yet, so my knowledge there is limited. Anyway, we're going to go inside now, and I'll talk about how these operations actually work. Just wanted to show you where everything is. Actually, the most difficult thing about operating a Lectric XP Lite is inserting the key. Once that's done, it's easy. The key's under that rail I showed, but it's on the bottom side. As you're seated on the bike, it helps to know that before you insert the key, if you angle it with respect to the length of that rail, angle it into about the 2 o'clock position as you look down on it, because that's the only position that is going to work to get it inserted into the recessed key slot. After that, to power it up, you just turn the key forward so it's parallel and below that rail. had a lot of questions about e-bikes before I started looking into them, and I got answers, but they're all in a roundabout way. I'm going to try to address them more directly here. So this video is really geared toward people who have never ridden an e-bike and do not own an e-bike. I'm not a pro, I've never ridden one besides the XP Lite, so that's what this video is about. I had some of my questions were number one, about power assist, pedal assist, which I kind of alternately call power assist because it just helps my simple-minded way of thinking. When you turn the key on, you just hold that power button down for a second and a half or so. It's kind of long press, but not very long. And then the display lights up. At that point, you haven't done anything except light the display and provide power to the bike. At that point, you could just ride it like a regular bicycle. If power assist is on 0, hitting the throttle on the right handle wouldn't do anything. You just ride it like a regular bike. And I've from watching videos, learned that the XP Lite is one of the best e-bikes for riding in that mode. Another question I had was, can I get on this thing and never pedal at all? Yes, that's the answer to that. You would put it in, you would push the plus button, which would get you into Power Assist 1. And then you don't move anywhere at that point until you hit the throttle. So you twist that throttle on the right grip and it starts moving. Could you conceivably go up to the top speed of 20 miles per hour just on Power Assist 1? I think so. Wouldn't be a good idea, because after you reach a certain point of that 20 mile per hour range, you're going to be taxing the motor and the battery a lot, and the bike will get hot. So what you would do if you didn't want to pedal at all, you have to use the throttle. The brake deactivates the motor, so it's easy to stop. If you're going 10 miles an hour in level 1, just let go of the throttle and it springs back to its home position, which is no throttle, and hit your brakes. Be sure to hit the rear brake in a more dominant way than the front brake on the left, or equally. You don't ever want to stop just using the front brake, because you hit gravel or anything wet, you're going to wipe out, just like a bicycle or a motorcycle. So you won't rely on the rear one, but use the front one to assist it. So you could, yes, take off in first speed. The best way to do it would be get up to about probably 8 miles per hour, which you'll see on the display, and then hit the plus again and it'll go to the next level too, and continue to do that on up to 20. If you wanted to go for a long ride at 20 miles per hour, you could just do it in increments of 4 or 5 miles per hour and reach 20, and you could ride around as long as the battery would last there. And it's quite a ways. Is it 14 miles, I think? I'm not positive, so here, bear in mind, I'm not an expert at this. I'm telling you what I know, and I'm trying to tell you what I don't know. But that would obviously be the shortest range, would be full power, never paddle. Never pedal, not paddle. It's not a boat. That's another way you could do it. Pedal all the time or never pedal. Yeah, this bike is so easy and so versatile. Here's the next way you can ride it, and this is what I often do, especially when I'm just taking off. I'll usually put it in GPS 1 and get my feet positioned so that the left and right pedals are both at equal heights, because that's the most stable and it makes you the most ready to pedal. And I'll give it just a nudge of throttle and I'll start pedaling, and then I'll kill it and put it on 0 and just pedal, and if I'm comfortable I'll continue to do that, but you know, sooner or later I'm going to get hit an uphill or just get tired of pedaling or whatever. So what you can do is go to power assist 1. You can click that back on by hitting the plus. You get down to 0 by hitting the minus. Those two things and the power button are all on the same little kind of triangular box on the left handlebar. So if you're just pedaling and you're in 0 level and you hit the plus to 1 and you don't give it any throttle, it will assist your pedaling and make it easier. It just inherently does that to a degree. Then you can use the throttle while you pedal also. That option is there, and it helps when you want to keep pedaling and you're trying to get exercise. You'll need that power assist because of different terrains, you know, unless you're just on flat ground. And then I use it anyway because it's just fun to have that available. So yeah, you could never hit the throttle. You could go through all the power assist levels, pedaling the whole time, and without turning the throttle, they will assist. And 2 more than 1, 3 more than 2, and that's another way to ride it. That's another way you can do it. Alternatively, you can use the throttle some while you're pedaling. You want to get a burst of speed after a stop, whatever. You can use that throttle to whatever extent you want. Always remember that the brake will kill that motor and throttle action, and then it just picks right back up once you once you want to proceed and you take your foot off the brake. So yeah, it's really simple, you know. And I had questions about that when I was watching videos about it, because it would always get discussed in a roundabout way, but nobody ever really said, yeah, you can ride this thing full electric and never pedal, or you can pedal it and never turn the electric on. I suppose you could pedal it with the key off. Haven't done that. I turn it on and turn the power on, because that way I can see how fast I'm going, how far I'm going. But every trip I've done so far, I've used the pedal assist to some degree. It's really versatile. At 46 pounds, it's about 20 pounds under Lectric XP 2.0. They're also great bikes. They're better for trails and rocky trails and stuff like that. The XP Lite is great on streets, even rough streets. Yeah, I wouldn't really probably want to ride it a lot on like a corrugated, crushed concrete road or something, but I wouldn't want to ride any of the others on that surface either. So yeah, you can go on trails through grass, dirt, gravel. It's a matter of how much discomfort you want to put up with. The terrain you want to ride. The tires are 2.5 inches wide instead of the big fatter ones on the trail bikes, or most of them. But everything is adequate or above on this bike. You can do whatever you want to do, and it's easy. Oh, by the way, in the video, I totally blanked out on what that front clamp is for on the steering column area. That is I looked in the book. When you want to fold it up, I think you do that one first, and it makes that whole steering column collapse down to the level or below the level of the rail, the main rail, and then you also loosen that other clamp, and it allows the forward part of the bike to pivot around and become pretty much parallel with the rear half. So, you know, I just haven't done it yet. I only unfolded it when I got it, and I keep it in the garage, so I don't have to keep continually folding it up. But it's not a big deal. I've watched lots of videos on it. It's easy. 2-step process, about a half a minute. And let's see, what else about this thing? To turn the lights on. And there is a headlight and a rear tail light. And you hold, you push the plus button while you're riding, or when you're not riding, and it's a long press there. You hold that down, the lights will come on. Same way it turns them off. The light's pretty good. I rode mine at dusk to dark one night, and yeah, it helps a lot. And that was without adjusting it or anything. They got lots of add-ons for this bike. I'm thinking about getting the suspension seat one, but I haven't really been bothered about it. It doesn't have any forward or rear suspension, and it also has no gears. You could say that the pedal assist serves as the gears, I suppose, because you do kind of use them like gears. I haven't missed not having any gears. As a matter of fact, it's another thing I don't need to be dealing with. And you don't, it's much simpler this way. You don't have what's called a derailleur like you do on a 10-speed bike, for example, where you know there's different there's a big contraption near the at the rear sprocket or sprockets. You don't have to deal with any of that with an XP Lite. It's always in the go mode, whether you want to go slow or fast. And believe me, 20 is it's faster on an e-bike than it is in a car. Much as a boat on water at 20 is a heck of a lot faster than it seems in a car. I'd recommend getting one of these. There's nothing to be afraid of. Don't be afraid of an e-bike. You're not going to have issues. You can get on this thing, and I did this. I was riding it 3 minutes after I unfolded it and had it outside. It was that simple. The buttons can do a lot of other things, toggle between screens, etc. I like it, and the default screen tells me everything I need to know. Later on, I'll get more interested. I think there's about 4 screens, I'm not sure. And those buttons can do other things, but I haven't looked into everyone because I don't need it. I'm comfortable with it the way it is. If I want to expand my knowledge, and later I can do that. It's really easy to get going. You can pull it out of the box, unfold it, put it together, and watching a video or two, or reading a little bit of the book, because it comes with a pretty decent book. You can be riding it. It's that simple. It really is. Hope you get an XP Lite by Lectric if you want one, or any other e-bike. They really do open up possibilities on how to spend your day. And I'm glad I got it. I can't wait to go on my next trip. I haven't mapped exactly where that's going to be. I've got several things in mind, including outside of Texas, but I haven't settled on one yet. Enjoy your e-bike if you get one, and if not, enjoy your RV life. That's it from Tommy Rants today. I will see you next time.